Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Kitchen Gadgets. Today, we are hard boiling eggs. So we have a rapid egg cooker versus your standard pot. Listen, eggs are tough. They are very, very simple, which means it's very, very easy to mess up. And I know a lot of people at home do have a hard time getting that right texture. And this guy is your little countertop cutesy friend. It does come in colors that will get you there. Now, your rapid egg cooker is a domed steamer, water goes on the inside, that holds up to 6 eggs. It's button activated and it will soft, medium, or hard boil an egg for you. Now, how does this happen? Well, it comes with one of these, which shows you a water line to fill for soft, medium, or hard eggs. It goes on this little heating plate where you then put your eggs on top. And for some reason, it does want you to use this little guy, there's a little pin on the bottom, to punch holes in the tops of your eggs. Which if you're me, this will be lost very, very quickly with the little pin on it, so find an alternative. Now, that's how we're gonna do this, and we're gonna take this versus a standard soft boil time and hard boil time in a pot with water. We are gonna fill this, we're gonna go to hard boil. So I'm gonna pour this right in our little machine down here. The little tray goes on. Now we use the bottom of this guy to poke a hole in the rounder part. Oh geez, I feel like I'm gonna break this whole egg. All right, and once let's do this all 6. And now we're gonna cover it and hit go on our cook, and that's it. It's a set it, forget it, and it's supposed to let you know when these things are done. So I'm gonna start a timer as we go, and go. Blue light indicator comes on to let us know that we're cooking. We have about 10 minutes for a soft boil and 16 minutes for a hard boiled egg. So let's set and wait. So what we do have is, you see it already clouding over with steam coming up. This does kind of use that kettle hot plate function on the bottom, so the water, since there's also a very small amount and it's distributed over a greater area, is gonna actually come up to a boil very, very quickly, much faster than it would with a standard pot. For something called the rapid egg cooker, 16 minutes does seem like a lot of time, but we're also gonna factor in, and here's where it gets dead even. This is gonna be from a standing start. So a hard-boiled egg does cook a little bit faster once that water is boiling, but you have to wait for that water to come up. That is aggressive. Do you hear that? That is the timer going off. It's not a beep, it's not a boop, boop, beep, boop. There's no song, it's a fire alarm. Turn it off. That is some sort of timer. I guess like it doesn't want you to forget that you boiled your eggs. Let's drop these in the ice bath. Right now, to stop the cooking process so we're not going over, there's a definitive smell. Eggs cooking do have a smell. I don't know if you get it that much from water since it's immersed. And here we are afterwards. There's not really any water left. There's like that small smidgen of brown water at the bottom. I'm gonna unplug it, set it to the side. So let's start this one and go. And here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna let this water come to a boil. There's many ways to boil eggs. Some people like to start from cold water. I'm gonna go from hot water. Once that comes to a rolling boil, I drop the eggs in. Well, I am at the 2-minute and 40-second mark. I got some small bubbles coming at the bottom. As long as this hits a boil before 6 minutes, we know that on an electric top, which is the slowest on heating up water, that we already out-rapid the rapid egg cooker. So we're at a rolling boil right now. I will tell you that did take a little bit more time. We're gonna drop these eggs in. We're gonna do 6 minutes for soft boiled and then 11 minutes for hard boiled. Oh, I had one break. Maybe I dropped it in too hard, but also when you have rapidly boiled eggs, they move around and sometimes they crack. A little bit of the white spewed out, but it's not gonna be the end of the world. It's still an egg. So far, what it's looking like in our rapid turtle race is that the rapid egg cooker could be ahead. All right, we're at 11 minutes, which is our second one. Like I said, look, we got another bust here, but it's fine. It's not a lost egg. We have a rapid egg cooker, soft, hard boil versus standard pot, soft, hard boil. Let's crack them. What really matters for that $19.99 price point is textual differences. Is it worth it to spend money on that little machine that does this function, or should you just boil an egg? And we are gonna see the winner. Our hard boiled egg, this is from our rapid cooker. Peeling it down, shell comes off relatively easy. All right, then we're gonna peel this guy. This is our standard. So far, no difference. Standard, El Rapido. The one I'm kind of pretty sure about, I'm gonna do first, which is our standard. The egg yolk is cooked all the way through, very evenly. You don't have that green thing on the outside. As soon as you get that green thing, you know you killed it. It's a pretty perfect hard-boiled egg, I must say. Now we're gonna do the rapid egg cooker. Slice through. Same. You still have it pretty consistent. It doesn't look too chalky, which also is kind of a result of overcooking your hard-boiled egg. Okay, let's do a quick taste test of the yolks on each one. Let's try the standard. Yolk is still soft. It's still a little smooth. It's not too chalky. Boiled egg. Let's try the rapid cooker. Same. I mean, that's about as dead even as you can get. So far, no clear winner. Let's try the soft boiled. Now for our soft boiled, standard. Oh, that feels good. Feels good. Standard versus rapid. So the standard one that was pulled at 6 minutes, again, still pretty confident about that one. Beautiful, egg is just runny, the outside is just set. This is kind of where you get into that ramen egg texture that you want to drop it in, or split them and sit them right on top of your bowl of noodles. Now, here's the moment of truth. This is our rapid egg cooker. Cut through. Okay, so a little over on the soft boil. I'd call this medium at best. You can notice there's a starch difference right away. More malleable, it's hardened up, as opposed to it being very liquid on this one. So what does that mean? That means if you want that beautiful soft boil that we have over here, that means you should probably set your own timer and pull them a little earlier than the machine timer that goes off for soft boil. If the machine's not just kind of set it and forget it and that blaring alarm tells you when to get a perfect egg, if you're a type of person who only wants hard-boiled egg, hates a runny yolk, then hey, this rapid egg cooker could be your thing, because that thing will let you know when your eggs are hard-boiled from a distance, over the mountaintops, down through the valley, across the river. Doesn't live up to its name. Rapid egg cooker. Yes, from a standing start, that egg cooker is faster. When I looked at it immediately, I was like 16 minutes for a hard-boiled egg, but then you're factoring in that water coming up, getting to a rolling boil, dropping it in. So it does kind of even out. But again, is that time differential when you're operating on gas even out? Maybe it does, maybe not. But I think what it really comes down to is to hit the soft boil that looks like that. And the machine just couldn't quite get it there. You could obviously by pulling it early, but for me, that makes it not worth it to spend that $19.99 and just rolling boil, 6 minutes for soft, 11 minutes for hard, you're done. You never have to think about it again. You may not need the rapid egg cooker, but you may need an egg poacher. To see, click here. Egg white omelets for days. To be dead honest, I think that the traditional method is gonna win. Why? Because you have the hard edge to really get in there and actually force out.